Hello, this video will discuss about the Leo Rashi or the zodiac sign of Leo or Simha as it is called in Sanskrit. In our earlier videos we discussed the zodiac signs of Aries through Cancer, and this is fifth in the series. So what does Leo mean as far as the Sanskrit meaning of Simha is concerned? Or generally what does Simha means as far as the Sanskrit term of Simha is concerned? And Simha, as per Sanskrit, means the powerful, and also it also means lion. Simha is a Sanskrit word for lion. And as you know, we are discussing about various zodiac signs as to what the sages and the ancient scriptures have said. You will come across several so-called Vedic astrologers who will have their own description of the zodiac signs and planets and Vedic astrology in general, but the purpose of these videos are to make sure that we go down to the basics and we see what the sages or the authority on Vedic astrologers who have been actually there thousands of years ago have been saying about Vedic astrology. So today we will be discussing as to what the scriptures and those sages have mentioned about Simha or Leo. So the great sage Parashara has explained through the teachings compiled in Brihat Parashara Hora Shastra that Simha or Leo is actually a sattvic zodiac sign, and we've discussed about the various gunas, which are sattva guna, rajas guna, and tamas guna, which makes individuals sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic. And sattvic is a very pure guna, and just like the ruler of Simha or Leo, the zodiac sign of Leo is sattvic, which means very pure. And also we know that Leo is the natural zodiac sign of the fifth house because it's the fifth zodiac sign. So when you look at a chart and you see the fifth house, the natural ruler of the fifth house is Sun, and the natural zodiac sign of the fifth house is Leo. So a lot of significations of the fifth house are going to be determined as to how the planet Sun and the zodiac sign of Leo is placed in the birth chart. So please remember that. Also, Sage Parashara has explained this Rashi or zodiac sign of Leo as a royal zodiac sign. So a lot of kings and royalty is associated with the zodiac sign of Leo or Simha. Sage Parashara also described the Simha Rashi or the Leo zodiac sign, which loves to stay in the forest areas, and it has a large body and it's a white body. So another indication, when you look at people with this ascendant, Leo ascendant people, just you will see, unless there is an influence of another planet on the lagna or the ascendant which may influence the appearance, but generally, as a general rule, what Sage Parashara has described is that they have a large body and the body is whitish in color. So they are fair, typically fair, large body people. The ascendant of Leo or Simha. Also, sage Parashara explains the Simha zodiac sign or people with this ascendant as people who have well developed bone structure and their forehead is generally large. So, another indication of seeing the Leo ascendant people or Simha Lagna people as per Sage Parashara. Sage Parashara also has described him that it likes to stay in the eastern direction, and people who are influenced by this Rashi or zodiac sign of Leo generally are strong during the daytime. And it makes a lot of sense because the sun rises from the east, so obviously there is a connection with this zodiac sign of Leo with the lord of the zodiac sign, which is Surya or sun. And he has been described, this zodiac sign has been described as a connection, having a connection with the eastern direction, just like the sun rises from the east and it is strong during daytime, as we know that the lord of this zodiac sign, sun, is very strong during daytime. So it just makes sense that the Rashi or the zodiac sign associated with sun, which is Leo zodiac sign, is also strong during the daytime. Sage Parashara also described him that he is generally muscular, well built, and of a middle kind of a stature. He is neither huge nor small. He is middle, well built, and has a muscular body. The most important thing which Parashara says, or Sage Parashara says, is that his appearance is very commanding and dignified, just like the sun. Or if you see a lion who has the attributes, and like I said earlier in this video, the Sanskrit description of Simha, Simha means a lion. So the people with this ascendant, the Leo ascendant people, have a commanding and a dignified position. And also, since this Rashi or zodiac sign is associated with royalty, they are noble and large-hearted and very generous people. They have a big heart. They can give just like a king can give, just like the royalty can give. And mostly, you would have seen that it's kind of a nature which can be associated to the royal lion who moves around in the forest with a lot of commanding authority and generally like a king. And a lion is described as the king of the jungle. So this zodiac sign of Rashi is associated with people large-hearted, noblemen, and generous. And they are generally helpful. So they're not like mean and cruel. They are generally helpful. But of course, ego is a big thing because, of course, the zodiac sign of Sun is ruled by zodiac sign of Leo is ruled by Sun, and Sun is all about ego. So they are commanding. They like their authority. They are dignified. Imagine a person with a big muscular body, large forehead, dignified, royal, regal, and commanding, and yet helpful and kind and generous and large-hearted. So this is an attribute which is associated with the ascendant of Leo or Simha, just like a king. And they have they have a good connection with their friends. They have a lot of friends and they trust their friends a lot. And even within their relatives, they are they like to trust their relatives as well. And generally you would see that people with this ascendant or the Leo ascendant come up in life and end up being heads of an organization or a village, or be in some authoritative position. Generally they become head because they're born leaders. Also, if they are in the government and government is closely associated with sun or Surya, they generally do well in government organizations, and they generally rise in government organizations, and they actually go on to get to be in a position of authority. And of course, they love authority because the zodiac sign of Leo is all about, royalty, authority, and they cannot live without it. They like their authority, and they are very ambitious minded people as well. However, when they are angry, Parashara very clearly mentions, they when the people with the ascendant of Leo or Simha get angry, Sage Parashara is very clearly mentioned, they roar like a lion. So he is kind of described as very similar to the anger of the lion. They're not like mean and slimy creatures who get angry and then try to hide their anger, and then they try to get back and be very, you know people with, they would like to take revenge or something. No, they will be angry and they'll love to show their anger like a lion. They will roar, and they generally tend to spend a lot, just like, because we described it as a royal or regal zodiac sign. So obviously they will be associated with spending money. They will love to spend money because that'll kind of describe or show off their authority and their large-heartedness and their nobility, and they love to show it off. And even in the house, they would like to keep the authority within the house. They like control, they like authority. And the another thing Sage Parashara has described about people with Leo or Simha ascendant is that generally their married life is not happy. And I can understand why, because obviously, the zodiac sign of sun is, or zodiac sign of Leo is associated with sun, and that's about energy and good health. And also, I would assume that since the seventh house from the Lagna would be the zodiac sign of Aquarius, meaning which the seventh house from the Leo ascendant would be the zodiac sign of Aquarius. And Aquarius is ruled by Saturn, and Saturn and Sun, they have mostly very opposite characteristics. And so, and Sun and Saturn is a major malefic, so that may be one of the reasons, because they're right opposites. And Saturn, of course, does not like Sun at all. So obviously this could be a major detriment to a happy married life. Or the other reason, like I said, could be whether they like to keep their control and authority, and generally the spouse may not like that. So that may be one of the reasons why their married life may not be successful, because it doesn't work that way. You have to be letting go of your authority sometimes. So anyways, this was the discussion on the Leo zodiac sign and people with this ascendant, as per what the sage Parashara, the great sage Parashara, has mentioned, which has been compiled in his Brihat Parashara Hora Shastra and other scriptures and other teachings, and so that we know exactly what has been described in the text about the zodiac sign of Leo or Simha. And we'll be discussing about another zodiac sign in our next video. Thank you.